Tomorrow, Formula One is on speed in Malaysia. Schumacher's troubles continued while Vettel and Webber stood 1 and 2 on the podium. Now in the shadow of the Great Wall, the Bulls will again be unleashed. Don't miss Formula One Grand Prix of China tomorrow live at 2:30 Eastern, exclusively on Speed.
And that's AM.
That is AM.
Bit of a time difference.
Because, by the way, it's in the shadows of the Great Wall. James Buescher made his way all the way up into the 9th position in that number 51. They had to change a motor yesterday. He was only on the racetrack about 5 laps and they had problems.
It started back on 29th, so a nice move early for James Buescher. I think Joey Coulter is the only one of those cars involved that lost a lap.
Green flag back in the air. We're back underway. Again, lap down cars restart on the inside lane in the ARCA Racing Series. That's why you're seeing someone battle Justin Marks right now. 3 and 4 wide as they go into turn number 1. That gets straightened out.
That's
How about Steve Arpin making a big move?
It's not a battle for the lead. And remember, Tom Hessert made an unscheduled pit stop. He's being shown 2 laps down, but he will never get the lucky dog. He needs to get one of these laps back like he's doing on his own and then be in the position to get a lucky dog.
There's a battle for the 3rd position. Kimmel on the inside, Craig Gose on the outside, and that number 81.
There's Rob Brent, the 36 on the outside. That's Justin Allgaier's team. And there's Grant Enfinger, the 09.
And we saw Grant Enfinger going around the outside of those 4 cars that had problems. Spinning on the racetrack. The 38 goes around. That's Alex Kennedy. Does he stay out of the wall? He does.
He does. And we know caution flag is out.
Caution flag comes out once again. That's the 3rd time tonight.
Tom Hessert was not able to stay in front of Justin Marks, so he will not get one of his laps back.
Another tire issue here for Alex Kennedy. The right side tires both down on that race car.
Take a look back at what happened. You see him on the inside right here. There's Patrick Shelter and Joey Coulter going by on the outside. Mikey Kyle now comes through the grass, actually. Didn't have quite enough room. Makes a little bit of contact with Alex Kennedy. Alex did a nice job of not hitting anything else. You see him stay in a throttle till he gets back off the racetrack, and then he just steers it away from the inside wall.
Alex Kennedy was holding his line. Mikey Kyle went through the grass to get to the inside of that race car. And again, as you mentioned, holding it off of the racetrack and out of the way of any of the other cars. Take another look.
Mikey Kyle has a good run going, but doesn't have quite enough room to get by without going through the grass, and then had to come back up on the racetrack. Made that contact with Alex Kennedy.
So Alex Kennedy comes back onto pit road after his problems on the racetrack. Justin Marks out in front of Nelson Piquet, Craig Gose, Frank Kimmel, and Grant Enfinger. Again, the 3rd caution comes out. This time it's in the quad oval. Mikey Kyle in that 25 with a big run. Couldn't get by on the inside. Alex Kennedy goes sideways. Tomorrow, the American Le Mans Series heads to the coast of California, where the high-tech sports cars of ALMS will scream through the streets of Long Beach. This is one road race you will not want to miss. The American Le Mans Series from Long Beach tomorrow live 8 p.m. Eastern only on Speed. Let's go back down to pit road. Wendy Venturini.
Thanks, Rick. Our leader, Justin Marks, just reported a message to his team that a team never wants to hear. He said, "I don't want to alarm you, but we might have motor issues." He feels like it doesn't feel very good. It's not pulling very hard, and when he clutches it at the green, it does not want to go for Justin Marks. So they decided to switch boxes on the to the B box under this caution. They're going to make a run with this and see if it fixes the problem that Justin Marks is feeling with that engine. Jim?
And the car that was the rocket ship early on is the co-point leader heading into this race. It happens to be the driver of the 55, Steve Arpin. Now, Steve said on the radio just a minute ago under that caution, "Guys, the car is fine. It's a little free on entry. I'm going to have to change my driving line. It's not what you did or didn't do to the front end of the car. It feels fine." So Arpin thinks all is good. When they did come back down pit road the 2nd time, they just knocked out the left front fender. The crew looked at the left front balance underneath the front end. It all looked good. So Arpin's back on the charge in the 55.
And he has been charging, not only starting 22nd, making his way up into almost the top 5, and then a little bit of an issue with 3 other cars.
And then back up into the top 15 right now.
So knocked him back a ways.
Very, very fast car.
Interesting maneuver here right before we go to the green flag. That's the 15. Allie Owens made the pass. That's on the
Joey Coulter.
The 16 of Joey Coulter made the pass. Now green flag comes out for the 32. That is Justin Marks back out front once again.
I'm not sure Joey Coulter might not get penalized for that. I think he felt like he should be ahead of the 77 because he's only 1 lap down, but You know, that was awfully late to make that move.
He has been posted. You are right on. He was not supposed to do that. Any lap down cars are in the inside lane, but it's as they're running on the racetrack.
Watch Arpin on the outside, drive by the 29 of Chad Finley, drive by the 22 of Dakota Armstrong, now going after the 11 of Brian Silas.
And sliding almost sideways as he came out of 4 and into the quad oval. Steve Arpin, a man on a mission. Now, we haven't even got to 1/4 of the way through this race, and he is getting after it.
He went from 15 to 8th on that lap.
Now, is that too hard on his tires?
No, absolutely not.
All right. Steve Arpin currently running in the 8th spot. That's what he sees in front of him, the guys he's got to get by.
That's James Busher, the 51 car, the Phoenix Racing car right in front of him. That's actually Rob Brent on the right. That was the red car was James Busher.
Frank Kimmel, Grant Enfinger side by side as they go through the quad oval. Just in front of them, that's the 77 of Tom Hessert. And he's 2 laps down.
Now Steve Arpin's going to go the inside of Rob Brent. That battle for the 7th position.
Arpin takes that spot away as they go down the backstretch.
Rob Brent finished 2nd on the road course at West Palm Beach. That was his best career finish to date.
Grant Enfinger and that 09 working on the 44 of Frank Kimmel. Enfinger 30th in our season opener. Problem once again. This time it is Allie Owens in the 15 that gets sideways. Through the grass she goes. In the quad oval, it looks as though everything's going to be fine for her. No caution on the racetrack.
They stay green. She did a nice job of not drifting back up into the traffic, but she may not have slid long enough on the racetrack to flatten her tires.
She looks like she's got some damage to the right front of that race car. It bent under just a bit. Let's take a look. Lower portion of your screen.
You see Allie, she's right of your screen. She's going to come in your screen. She gets a little wide, I think, and then maybe tried to turn it away from the wall to make sure she didn't hit the outside wall. When she did, she lost the back end. Did a nice job, though, not drifting back up into traffic.
We're going to show you one more look. From the flag stand view.
Yeah, I think she was drifting out towards the outside wall, snatched it away from the outside wall, and then lost control of the back end, but did a nice job. But she is on pit road.
There you see Allie Owens on pit road. There's the damage to the right front of that race car. This battle continues between Grant Enfinger and Frank Kimmel.
Grant Enfinger only made 11 starts last year, but 4 of those resulted in top 5 finishes, including 2 runner-up finishes at Kentucky and Chicago last year.
Riding along with Steve Arpin, running in the 7th spot now.
James Busher right in front of him. Remember, he was a 2-time winner last year, and he's also the youngest winner we ever had in the ARCA Racing Series when he won Lakeland a few years ago.
At the age of 16. Now James Busher trying to battle for a win here at Texas. Let's go back trackside to Jim Trado.
It'll be a 4-tire change for Allie Owens in electrifying careers Chevrolet. She did go through the grass. She did do a hippity hop, I guess a rodeo ride, if you will, across the infield when she got from the grass back onto the turn 1 apron. That did knock the balance in a little bit. They're looking at the right front fender as well. Under green here, she's down at least 1 lap as they're trying to get that nose squared away before they send her back on the racetrack.
While she was having the work done on the race car, the 16 of Joey Coulter served his penalty for doing that jump at the restart by trying to go around the 77 of Tom Hessert.
And Grant Enfinger was able to get by the 44 of Frank Kimmel to take over the 4th position. There's Ricky Carmichael. Ricky's up to the 11th spot. He started way back in the 33rd position.
Sean Corr in the 82 just behind him.
Mikey Kyle right behind on the inside of Sean Corr. Mikey, remember, still on the lead lap.
Mikey Kyle trying to keep it straight down underneath Sean Corr as those two run side by side. Left side of your screen, battle for the 5th spot. Steve Arpin's taking it away from Frank Kimmel.
Yeah, James Busher actually has already got by to take over the 5th position. That now is a battle for 6th. Steve Arpin just took over the 6th spot from Frank Kimmel.
Just behind Kimmel, the 29, Chad Finley.
Chad's father, Jeff, was in that first race we had here back in 1998.
Frank Kimmel seems to be dropping back just a bit, Jim.
And guys, it's not so much not having fresher tires in the cars that did pit. He said, my car starts to push when I get close to another car.
Jim, across the infield once again, the 38, this time Alex Kennedy slides through the grass. No caution as he straightens it back out, stays out of the racing lane.
It's a battle for 11th right there. Ricky Carmichael has 11th. Mikey Kyle 12th. Sean Corr now in 13th.
Kyle must have a little bit of damage to that 25 because he cannot get by the 44, and he was one of our strongest cars. Speaking of strongest, the 32 has been extremely strong as we see a battle for the second spot. Craig Ghost in the 81 gets by Nelson Piquet in the 6, takes second away.
And these guys are teammates, both out of Eddie Sharp's stable.
So Craig Ghost now will try to reel in that 32. Wendy?
Well, Justin Marks is still up front 34 laps in. However, he has reported that he still has problems. When he switched over to the B box, it did not get any better. The motor has a vibration. Justin Marks is just hoping it hangs on for this race.
He's got a long ways to go. 65 laps to complete before the end of this one, but he does have almost a 2.5 second lead over Craig Ghost. So Justin Marks is setting a blistering pace, but could the engine make it all the way to the end? Stay with us.